Hi there, I'm Becca Brazil.
And I'm Gabby.
And we're here today to talk about cocktails that you can make with our traditional apple cider as well as our brand new product, the Sparkling Apple Cider. So we'll be presenting you 3 different cocktails or drinks that you can make with our cider products that are relatively simple, that are great for home drinking or maybe tailgating and different fall activities that you're gonna do outdoors. The first one we're gonna start with today is the Cider Bomb.
Yeah, so we're gonna be using our Honeycrisp semi-sweet hard cider in this first one here. This is part of our core lineup that's available all year round.
So we're starting with the Honeycrisp, made from Honeycrisp apples. It's definitely one of our most popular apples in the market. That's kind of where we kick off our busy season, is with the Honeycrisp apples. So this one is a very, very popular cider. For this bomb, we're gonna split this can evenly, 6 ounces in each glass, and then we'll top it off with a shot of Fireball dropped in. And this is a pretty obvious winner for many reasons.
Super easy, super delicious.
Fireball is a cinnamon whiskey, if you don't know. Pairs really, really well with apple products, just given that cinnamon quality. Cinnamon apple is obvious pairing. You can also make your own cinnamon whiskey. I believe there's a brand of cinnamon whiskey also from Iowa called Saints and Sinners that's available too, so there's a lot of options. It used to be, when I was a kid, it was Aftershock was what we drank. I didn't drink as a kid. I mean, when I was a young adult, it was Aftershock was our cinnamon whiskey. But now Fireball is definitely taken over. It's a Canadian whiskey blended with cinnamon extracts. It's definitely very sweet. I think the tagline is, tastes like heaven, burns like hell.
Something like that, yeah. And also, you just have to walk around Melrose Avenue on a game day, and you will see every single Hawkeye fan with a whole bottle of this in their hands. So.
And a few empty ones on the ground as you go, too. Yeah, kind of a decoration of tailgating, I think, unofficial. All right, so we are literally just going to drop these bombs, right? Yeah, here goes. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that was big.
We did it.
But it was delicious. Nonetheless, it was a lot, but it was delicious.
We did it. All right. All right, so that was the Cider Bomb. It's a really great cocktail. You can order that at the bar pretty easily. I think any bartender can put that drink together for you, hopefully, in this town. Also, taking out tailgating, grab a 4-pack of our cider from Wilson's or any local Hy-Vee. Grab a bottle of Fireball or some of these airline shooters, and you've got yourself a pretty nice little afternoon.
All right, for our next cocktail, we're gonna be making a Cider Shandy using our brand new product just rolled out here in the past couple weeks. A Sparkling Apple Cider, completely NA, and all it is just our sweet cider and a little bit of carbonation in there. So perfect NA beverage for kids, adults looking for something fun, DDs, or to mix with other alcohol.
This drink is going to be a shandy, so it's, again, another very simple cocktail, 2 ingredients, not even a cocktail. 2 ingredients. Cocktail needs 3 ingredients, otherwise it's just an emergency. Nothing wrong with emergencies. We chose 2 different beers to do these shandies with because, to be honest, the shandy is like so versatile. Traditionally, it's an English drink that is half citrus drink like lemonade or lemon lime soda, and then half hard cider. So we're kind of switching that on its head a little bit. We're gonna do the Sparkling Apple Cider, and then I have a sweet potato based wheat ale, and Gabby has the John's White from, now being made by Big Grove Brewery here in Iowa City. So this is hyper local, triple local. We've got John's, Big Grove, and Wilson's working on this one. Bent River here with the sweet potato wheat ale is gonna be out of the Quad Cities. Might be on the Illinois side, but she's still pretty local. So it's gonna be half and half. We're gonna do 50-50 blend. If you want your drink to be a little stronger, there's no rules here. So, you know, you can always go for more of a 75-25 or an 80-20 split, however you wanna do that.
I'm gonna go for about a 60-40.
There we go.
We'll see how we get there. I didn't pour mine correctly.
That's all right. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
you sell it, I make it, yeah, like, you know.
I only bartended for like 5 years. I'm not supposed to know how to pour
You're just supposed to sell it, man. All right, I'm topping mine off now with the
bartender's trick here.
And I had intended just to pick up some kind of pumpkin ale, or we got this sweet potato ale instead, because it turns out that most pumpkin ales that are brewed actually have sweet potato in them and not pumpkin. Also, the John's White came directly from a suggestion of one of our favorite John's employees, Chris. He said that during Oktoberfest every year, when they do the big Northside Oktoberfest, they have a lot of the John's White around and they have a lot of our apple cider around, and he doesn't feel like drinking either one of them straight necessarily, so he mixes them together, and he already had the perfect shandy recipe that I needed anyways. So we're gonna go this route and we'll see how they do.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. It's delicious.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, this one already has a bunch of nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice, cloves, I think ginger in there also. So it's got all those traditional like warming flavors that complement the cider anyways that you get in like a mulled cider. So this works really, really well.
And I mean, John's White Ale is just a crisp, you know.
Nice little wit beer.
Nice little wit beer, and so it doesn't have much of that sweetness. So this just adds a little to it.
So again, if you're tailgating, one of those drinks that will probably let you drink a little bit longer throughout the day, cut down a little bit on the ABV there.
That is delicious. I don't know how yours tastes.
No, mine's really good. I would drink this at home.
Absolutely.
all of these today, we're kind of like letting you guys know how you can take our products and just simply, easily, quickly make drinks for yourself at home or out doing your activities as we all need to do outside activities.
They need to be mobile. These are all mobile
Highly
drinks.
mobile, highly accessible. All right, so now our final cocktail today is gonna be the mulled cider. This can be a non-alcoholic beverage. It's pretty traditional around the holidays, or you can add a little bit of alcohol to it for an extra little spiced fun. So with the mulled cider recipe that we're using today, we are taking our still sweet cider, our classic cider that you've seen around for years. We are using a little bit of brandy from Cedar Ridge up the road to help us out with the spiked part of it. And then we have our traditional mulling spices here. So the mulling spices in a mulled cider can range a little bit. They generally are going to involve cinnamon, allspice, cloves, nutmeg, perhaps ginger, perhaps some dried orange or fresh orange that you can throw into the pot. A lot of warm, traditional, like fall, winter ingredients there to get that, that warm feeling going through your blood.
And the smell of it.
The aroma of mulled cider brewing in your house is also definitely a plus to making this beverage.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So we have our pot going right here. We've been steeping this for probably about 45 minutes with our mulling spices. We let these loose in our cider today, and then we will strain out the spices. You can also put them in tea bags. We do sell mulling cider, mulling spices at the orchard if you want to come down to our farm market. We have these are tea bags, so you can make an individual cup of mulled cider as you see fit instead of having to use an entire half gallon or gallon. So we add those in. You never want this to really get to a boiling point, but you can steep it for as little as 30 to 45 minutes up to a couple of hours. You can also leave this, you can heat this up, put the lid on it, transfer it to a different container and put it in the fridge and just reheat the next day and the next day. It's kind of one of those, kind of like chili. The longer you have it, the more you reheat it, the better it tastes. That's my opinion of it anyways. We also sell mulled cider at the market complete. That's one of our wintertime perks, is always being able to have a warm cup of mulled cider in your hands.
When you go sledding.
Exactly, for our upcoming sled rentals.
Or ice rink this year. New this year is our ice rink.
It's out the bag.
Oops.
Yes. Oops. Yep, we're going to be doing some ice skating this year, hopefully, down at Wilson's.
Oh, I'm not.
Not you, know me neither, but you
follow
will
my
be,
butt.
hopefully.
All right, like Becca said, we're going to be using our sweet cider here. The special part about our sweet cider is that we pick all our own apples, hand-picked, and then they are pressed on the oldest old school machine you can possibly think of that breaks down daily. That's the great part, is there's a lot of love in this apple cider, and also the cool part about it is that we use whatever is harvesting at that time. So you're not getting one specific apple blend all year round. You're getting what reflects our own orchard and what's going on there. So every time you buy this, even week from week, it's going to be a different blend of apples, all super delicious, but a little variety in each one.
I know Gold Rush is one of our workhorse apples that we use a lot. That's a later variety of apple that we sell. We have available for you pick out in the orchard, and I believe we also have on our other acreage that we use just for pressing apples. But that's one of those apples that we will have in the marketplace through the end of the year, if not into January, February, because it has such a long shelf life. It's good for baking, it's good for fresh eating, and it's awesome, awesome, awesome for cider. We also make it with our hard cider for our goldfinch.
Goldfinch, yep. Our semi-dry hard cider, my favorite.
It's very nice. Definitely my favorite of our
Yes,
classics.
absolutely.
Yep. And then we're also going to be featuring Cedar Ridge, again mentioned. So we're sticking with that local theme. We love our local products. We're very, very proud of everybody in this part of Iowa making such amazing, ingredients and things that we can cross promote and use all over the place. Gabby was at an event today at Cedar Ridge, and we really appreciate what they do.
Cedar Ridge knows how to do it.
Yes, they do. And this is one of the nice things. Again, we said that with the mulled cider, we're able to use this just straight up, put our cider in there, and then just add mulling spices and put it on the stove. Simple as that. But when you add a little bit of extra, something like brandy, that's gonna put just a little bit of alcohol, just a little bit of flavor in there. I think traditionally the ratio is gonna be something about like 3/4 of an ounce of your liquor to your mulled, 8 ounces of mulled cider approximately. We'll probably go a little bit heavier. Brandy's got a little bit lighter of an ABV, but we also really recommend bourbon. Again, Cedar Ridge has an excellent bourbon if you want to stay with that hyper-local Iowa theme. But also rum works really, really well. I love the Florida Cana with this. A spiced rum is also really good. It's really hard to go wrong. Tequila works really, really well, surprisingly. That's a wild card. There is a beauty about the apple cider that it really like picks up on any of the main liquors that you want to put in there.
You really can't go wrong there.
You can't go wrong, yeah.
We've tried them all.
So traditionally mulled cider you do as a batch drink. It's kind of a holiday drink. It's something that you like to share with everybody. It takes a small amount of effort, so that's why I think traditionally it's made in larger batches. So we have a 1/2 gallon in here. Like I said, it's about a 3/4 ounce to 8 ounce ratio. Generally, we're gonna go a little bit heavier. We're probably gonna do a full 8, well, probably 12. Oh. We're gonna pour some of our brandy straight into here and let that steep, and then we will strain out our mulled cider mix in there, or mulled spices. So I like to just pour it straight in, let that steep just a little bit. We've already turned off the heat on here, so it's not continuing to warm up. And we've got a little bit, all right, that's about 12 counts in there. And now we will let that sit, finish cooling down. We're gonna strain out all of those mulled spices, and then we're gonna have our finished product, which we'll show you. Our mulled cider is finished, and we have our thermoses full of mulled cider. Gabby and I are ready to go tailgating, or maybe we'll just take a romantic stroll through Hickory Hill together.
Love Hickory Hill.
Right? It's so perfect. Sunset at 4 p.m. Who doesn't love it?
Love sunsets at 4 p.m.
Welcome to winter.
Hey, there could be worse ways to spend winter.
Good. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm warmed up already.
That brandy just really does it for you.
Honestly, though.
Well, we're gonna go sit on our little porch outside here and finish the rest of this.
Our mulled cider, we're gonna stay warm, we're gonna stay cozy. And stay tuned for the next installment. We're gonna show you more ways in which you can use our excellent products to make more, even better cocktails. Yes, for sure.
Cheers.
Cheers.